Guys, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Yes,
Okay.
teacher.
Okay, let me find. Okay, here it is. Now, today, first, to begin with, we're going to start with speaking 4, okay? This is the last session of speaking, at least for the ones who have already taken speaking 1, 2, and 3. And it is also integrated. In this part of the listening section, you're gonna find 2 exercises, I think. Is task number 4 and task number 5, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is task 5 and task 6. Okay, what is it about? Can anybody help me reading this? Okay, let me see. Jorge, please, can you help me?
Yes, teacher. What is about? 1 or 2 tasks similar to speaking 3, listen to a conversation, listen to a lecture. How much time do I have? 20 seconds to prepare, 60 seconds to speak. What to do? Talk about information, provide a perspective or opinion, describe your understanding.
Okay, so that is what speaking 4 is about, okay? You will find 1 or 2 tasks. It is really similar to speaking 3. In this part of the speaking section, you will have to listen to a conversation first, and then you will have to listen to a lecture. That's it, okay? What else? 20 seconds to prepare, 60 seconds to speak. That's it. You already know that. What to do? Okay, in the part of the conversation, you will have to talk about the information, okay? What information is provided in the conversation, okay? What is the conversation about? You have to mention that aspect, okay? Also, apart from that, you have to provide a perspective or an opinion, okay? About what is said in the conversation, your personal opinion, okay? Your perspective. That's the way you have to answer this question, okay? First, you have to talk about the information you listened, and then you provide a perspective or an opinion, a point of view, okay? What do you think about, I don't know, the problem or the situation that was being taken into account in the conversation, okay? So that's what you have to do in the first part of the speaking 4, in the conversation. Now, regarding the lecture, you will have to describe what you understood, okay? Your understanding of the lecture. Usually the lecture will be about a specific topic, okay? Maybe an academic one, or maybe it's related to, I don't know, any area. It could be, I don't know, physics, maths, chemistry, I don't know. But you have to describe, okay, in your own words, what you could understand, okay? That's the idea of speaking 4, task number 6. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think one person has just joined. Two people. Rodrigo and Osman, are you there? Guys, are you there? Can you hear me? Rodrigo, Osman?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you are Rodrigo, right?
Yes, I'm Rodrigo.
Okay. And what about you, Osman? Are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, I think Osman is not able to speak right now because his microphone is not properly working. So let's wait a little bit for it, okay? So we can continue, okay? Okay, that's all for speaking 4. Now we're going to practice with some exercises as we usually do, okay? You're gonna listen, then you will have time to prepare, and I'm gonna choose randomly. Are you ready, guys?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
So let's see. Give me 1 second, please. We're gonna practice with this. 1 for task number 5 and 1 for task number 6. Because we also have to cover writing 1. Okay, now I'm gonna share the screen right now. I'm trying to find the appropriate web page. Let me see. Okay, can you see the screen, guys?
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, now let's see. Task number 6. This is task number 6, and this is task number 5. Okay, now you will hear a conversation between two students. This is a question, but first, let's listen, okay? Okay, there we have the record.
Hey, Susie, you're in the tap.
Okay, let's start. Please pay attention.
Hey, Susie, you're in the tap dancing club, right?
I certainly am.
Well, any idea where you're going to practice now? I heard that they have closed the auditorium all semester. I think they are remodeling.
Oh man, don't remind me. It's been such a nightmare trying to find another space to practice.
No, I was thinking, why don't you try practicing in the music hall? It's smaller, but similar to the auditorium, and the stage has a wooden floor, so it would be a good place to practice tap dancing.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but you know, the brass band and the entire theater department use that space to practice. I'd be shocked if they had any time slots available for us.
It's worth a shot. It can't hurt to ask the venue manager.
A friend of mine was telling me about a space downtown, ABC Theater, I think it's called. She said I would have to pay for the time, but the school might reimburse the tap dancing squad since they're responsible for finding us another venue to practice.
I don't know, Susie. The school doesn't like to give out money unless they really have to. I would make sure they're willing to pay you back before you book lessons. I would definitely double check with someone first.
Yeah, you're right. The situation has become quite a headache.
Okay, now pay attention to the question, okay? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna read the question for you, okay? The question is, the speaker discussed two possible solutions to the woman's problem. Describe the problem and the two solutions. Decide which of these solutions you prefer and explain why. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Teacher, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear very well the listening since my internet's a little bad. Can I enter again, please?
Okay, you're gonna.
I will change my router.
Okay, don't worry. Change it.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, guys. Now I think we are 10 already. Who has joined?
Hi, Mister. I was joined recently.
Who is speaking?
I'm Sebastian, Mister.
Okay, Sebastian. So do not worry. I'm gonna do this for you. And okay, Osman, can you hear me now? Osman Arancibia, I can see you.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
here, but I enter right or lately. Late.
Okay, do not worry. Now, please, guys, 20 seconds to prepare your answer, okay?
Okay.
Any volunteer who would like to participate? Or do I have to choose? Anyone? Okay, then I'm gonna choose. Let's see. Okay, Mikael, are you there?
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Okay, please, your answer.
Okay. The conversation was about two friends that were talking about a place where to practice dancing. His friends suggest her to practice at the music room, but she said that this room was taken by the theater group, and the other option was to practice in a space
but this place had to be paid for be used. So the university won't pay for this space. And I think that I will take the first option to try to practice in the music room, because it would be easier for the university to, so it won't be, it don't have to be paid, and because it's easier to go because it's in the same campus.
Okay, good. You got a little nervous. You got a little nervous at the end. I don't know why, but you did a good job. Okay, you explained, you answered the question, and that's it. Any comment on that? Please, maybe you should check some grammar mistakes that you committed, but it's something really small. Okay, so work on that. Control your nerves, please. You were going really well until you get nervous. You got nervous and you made a mistake. So be careful with that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now another one, please. I would like Rodrigo Liendo. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please.
Okay. The problem that the girl is having is about she and her team don't know where to practice tap dancing, and the suggestion her friends suggest her she could take the music room, but it was taken by another group of students, and also he had the idea to practice in the theater that is downtown, but she had to pay it. She had to pay for the cleaning and the stuff in the theater she was going to rent, and the other was taken by other students. So I think that the best choice is take the music salon in the university and take turns with the other group.
Okay, good. You did a good job. Maybe you have to organize your ideas in a better way so that you can speak more fluently, okay? But the ideas were there. Organize your ideas. You mentioned a lot of details, okay? That's why you couldn't control your time. So maybe going to the point would be a better idea, okay? You can omit some details. You have to mention only the most important parts. What are the most important parts? The problem, the two solutions, and what is your perspective? What do you think? Okay, that's it. You have to organize your ideas in that way. What is the problem? What are the solutions? And what do you think? That's it, okay? But you did a good job. Work on that only. Time and organization of ideas. Is it clear, Rodrigo?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay. Now, anyone else would like to participate? Guys, you need to practice. So, no one? Okay. So, I'm going to choose another one, please. One more. Let's see. I don't know. Carla, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, please.
Okay. And the mainly problem about this conversation is that the girl couldn't find a place where to practice tap dancing. So her friends suggest her to practice in the music room, but this place was in this place the theater group was practicing. Also, she mentioned another suggestion that is about practicing in the theater downtown. But the thing is that she couldn't pay the space, but because it's outside of the university. So if I will have to choose, I would choose the first option because You don't have to pay and is located in the university.
Excellent job. You did what I told you recently. Organization of ideas, okay? That's it. Problem, solutions, your opinion. That's what this question is asking you. So try to do that, okay? Excellent job. Now, let's move on to the last exercise from the speaking section, okay? I hope you're ready. If anything is going wrong, please let me know. If you cannot hear very well, if your internet connection is, I don't know, having problems, let me know, okay? So that we can find a solution to your problem. Now, let's go. Speaking task number 6. Okay, who were the ones who didn't participate in speaking 6? Let's see. Carla participated, Jorge didn't participate, Maria Fernanda Duranchoque didn't, Micaela yes, Osman no, Pamela Duarte didn't, Rodrigo Liendo did, Sebastián Bautista didn't, and Villalobos María José did not. Okay, I'm gonna choose from the ones who didn't participate right now, okay? Okay, let's start then. We're gonna listen to the lecture, then you will hear the question, and based on that, you will have to answer.
Preservation of archaeological art.
Can you hear, guys?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's go.
Preservation of archaeological artifacts for future generations is an important task. Although the deterioration of objects and materials is inevitable, proper preservation can make the process much slower. Creating the ideal conditions in museums is extremely important because historical artifacts can be affected by various environmental factors. The most important are temperature and relative humidity. Maintaining a stable temperature in museums and storage centers is critical. The same temperature should be maintained every day, and all night. Actually, a sudden change in temperature is more dangerous than having no climate control at all. Objects made from organic materials like paper, wood, or leather may wither and dry out if exposed to a sudden temperature fluctuation. Most museums maintain a temperature of between 68 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit, and it takes every possible step to ensure there is little to no variation. If, for example, a city loses power, many museums have backup power sources to ensure that their interior temperature remains constant. Relative humidity, which is the amount of moisture in the air, could also have a negative effect on ancient artifacts. In metal objects, a high level of relative humidity could cause the object to corrode or develop mold. In contrast, low humidity could cause paper or leather to turn more brittle and fragile. Ideally, there should be a different level of humidity for different collections, depending on the material of the artifacts in question. Still, most museums set their humidity levels somewhere between 45 to 50%. Throughout most modern museums, sensors have been installed that monitor the amount of humidity in the air. Once the level of humidity changes by over 2%, the system takes action and adjusts its settings.
Okay, now let's hear the question, okay? I'm gonna read it for you. The question is, using points and examples from the talk, describe how museums preserve artifacts. Was the question clear? Guys, I am asking you.
Yes, it was, teacher.
Yes, it's clear.
I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat it, please?
Okay, don't worry. Thank you for telling me. Okay, again, using points and examples from the talk, describe how museums preserve artifacts. Now, is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, now okay, first, from the ones who didn't participate, is there any volunteer?
I could try, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Pamela. Go on. First, for everybody, I'm gonna give you 20 seconds to think about the answer, okay? Let's start. Okay, Pamela, are you there? Please.
Yes, teacher. Okay. The lecture is about preservation of archaeological artifacts in museums. Due to the fact that these artifacts are very important to show history to other people, and they mention temperature and humidity to preserve these artifacts. About temperature, he describes some museums must maintain the same temperature at day and night because the material could get ruined easily if it's too hot or too cold. And for humidity, it's the same. They have to change it for metal or for wood or for paper because it could get corroded. I'm out of time.
Continue, please.
Yeah, so they talk about temperature and humidity to preserve these artifacts.
Okay, is that all?
Yes.
Okay, and control your time, okay? That would be my only comment about your speaking. The rest was okay. You mentioned some examples. You explained how it works, how museums preserve this kind of artifacts. So that's it. So control your time, organize the ideas you are going to mention. Do not try to mention everything, okay? Because you're gonna run out of time. So focus on the most important aspects of what you understood, okay? Only the most important ones. You can omit some details, but focus on the most important details of the listening, okay? That would be.
Okay.
Let's move on. Any other volunteer before I choose?
Hi, please.
Okay, man, thank you. Start.
Okay, the museums try to preserve the architecture, archaeological things, controlling temperature and relative humidity. And the most dangerous of these are the temperature. I don't know why, but but they try to control the relative humidity too, because it can corrode the materials and cause more damage like temperature. The temperature they try to control between 68 and 22 degrees all the time, and the humidity needs to control about the kind of materials they try to preserve. That's all, teacher.
Okay, the same. Too many ideas to mention. Focus on only on the most important ones, okay? You answered the question, Osman, but you did it at the end, okay? So it would have been better if you could have mentioned what you did at the end, at the beginning, okay? Focus
Okay.
only on the most important aspects and omit some details, but you have to answer the question. What was the question? Using points and examples from the talk, describe how museums preserve artifacts. You did it at the end. You said what? They control the temperature. of the place between some degrees. That's how they preserve artifacts. You answer the question at the end. So be careful with the details you have in your mind. Do not try to mention everything because you're going to get confused.
Okay.
So
Thank you very much.
please consider that, okay?
Thank
The rest
you.
is okay, but consider that only the most important aspects, and your ideas will be organized in a better way, and your speaking will be more fluent. Okay, Sebastian wants to participate. So
Yes, yeah.
you can start.
Okay, so first we have to say to construct a museum is so special because the environmental factors can affect the artifacts there. First, one of the most important is the temperature that plays an important role here because the temperature have to be the same also in the day of the night. Also, we can the materials on the artifact, if we have a low temperatures or high temperatures, it can break or get damaged. Also, it can says the museums have to be at 68 grades. Another problem was the humidity effects, because if we have a low temperatures of humidity, the artifacts will be more fragile. That's why the modern museums change the humidity depending the weather. That's the new actualizations that the museum have to preserve better the articles.
Okay, excellent. Organization of ideas. You mentioned what they do to preserve artifacts. You mentioned some examples. You mentioned some arguments to support your ideas. That's it. Control your time. That's it. Okay. And it is not actualization. It is update. Okay.
Yes, sorry, I forget the word.
Okay. Update or updating. Actualization is something completely different. Okay. The word you were trying to
Yeah, it's updating.
find in that case were update. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, I'm gonna choose one last person. Okay, let's see. I don't know. Okay, I think Villalobos Maria Jose, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please.
Okay. Okay, so the lecture was about how does museums preserve their objects, and the professor mentioned two factors. The first one is the temperature. He focused on that it got to be the same 24/7. In order to focus even more on that, he mentioned that some museums have energy generators to produce energy when the lights turn off in the city. The another factor is humidity. If this very change too much, the objects will turn too fragile or will get mold. And yeah, that's how museums preserve their objects, controlling their humidity and the temperature.
Excellent job. An excellent concluding sentence. You summarized all the things you said in only one sentence. That's it. Okay? You can do that also at the beginning of your speaking. Okay? At the end and at the beginning. So excellent job. Good job. Any comment on your speaking?
Thank you.
Good job. Now, a last suggestion for this question. Okay? Please focus on the details, okay? You can write a lot of details from the lecture, but you have to mention only the ones that you are asked to mention. In this case, what was it? Let's see. In this case, you were supposed to mention what? Let me see. How museums preserve artifacts. As the last person who participated, just mention them. What they do to preserve artifacts. Okay, They do this and they do this. They do the first because of this. You can mention some points and examples. And secondly, they do this to preserve artifacts because of this. That's it. That's the way you have to answer this question, okay? Do you understand?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, so that was it for speaking, okay? Now, we're gonna practice a little bit with writing, okay? Okay, let me go to my presentation, please. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen right now. Okay, what about writing? In this case, it's a little bit easier because you're gonna have more time to prepare. You're gonna have more time to organize what you want to write, okay? And you will also be able to have a paper and a pencil at hand so that you can write some notes and so on. So I think it will be easier for you, this part, I think. The most difficult one is speaking, well, at least for me, okay? So writing, let's go there. Okay, here it is. The first time, the writing test or the writing section of the test involves two sections. The first one, which is integrated, and the second one, which is independent, okay? We're gonna cover the first one now, integrated writing. I'm gonna share the screen now. Can you see the screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, we're gonna practice with writing one on Thursday as well. So, on Friday, sorry. So, no problem, we have time. Okay, can anybody help me with this? Okay, please. Carla, you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, can you help me reading this?
Okay, all the questions?
Only the first and the second one, please.
Okay. What is it about? Reading, listening, and then writing. How much time do I have? 20 minutes to write, 3 minutes to read, and 2 minutes to listen.
Okay, that's it, okay? This section of the writing part, or this part of the writing section of the TOEFL test will be about reading, listening, and then writing, okay? You will have to read a passage. After that, you're gonna listen to a lecture about it. And then, based on what you hear and what you read, you will have to write, okay? Based on a question also. How much time? You will have 20 minutes. 3 minutes to read and 2 minutes to listen. That's it. You're gonna listen the recording only once. Consider that as well, okay? What to do? What you're gonna do to answer this question? First, you will have to read a passage about a topic. That is something that we have already said. What do you have to consider when reading the passage? You can take notes as well if you want. Main ideas and key points. Okay, that is what you have to be focused on in the reading passage. Main ideas and key points. What else? After reading, you're gonna listen to a recording about it, okay? The same topic, but there will be people who will be talking about it, okay? What do you have to consider in listening? You have to consider the information, okay? Then after that, you have to collect information from the reading and the recording. And finally, you will have to write in response to what you read and listen. That's it, okay? This is the amount of words you are supposed to write in order to get a good score, okay? No less, no more. From 150 words to 225 words, okay? That's it. Consider this number of words, okay? At the moment of writing, it is important. Now, as I told you in speaking, in writing, there is also a percentage, okay, of the knowledge you are supposed to have in order to get the best score possible. For me, at least, the ideas that you have in your mind and from the reading and from the recording are 35% of the job. What about the rest? 65% of your listening, of your writing, sorry, will be about the organization of ideas and the rules that you know about the language, in this case, English, okay? So consider this as well. Yes, that you have in your mind, and finally, the organization that you will consider, and also the rules, grammar rules, punctuation, transitions, vocabulary, all those things related to the language, okay? That's the idea. Is it clear, guys? What is this writing section about?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, Sebastian, do you want to say something?
Yeah, Mr. I have a question. Once we end the writing, we also have to read what we wrote, what we wrote.
That's it. That is what we call revision.
Okay.
Consider taking, I don't know, 3-5 minutes to revise what you wrote, okay? In order, I don't know, to erase some mistakes, to correct them, and all those things, okay? Consider having, I don't know, 3-5 minutes to correct what you did. It is important as well, okay? That's why I am telling you the time you have to do this task, okay? Is it clear, Sebastian?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now let's move on then. Okay, what about the question? The question in this part of the writing section will be the same. You're gonna be asked to do something. The first one will be to summarize the points of the lecture. You will have to summarize all the points mentioned in the lecture. Okay, mention them in the writing. What else? You will have to explain how they relate to specific points in the reading. Since you're going to summarize the points of the lecture, you will have to explain then how do they relate to the points mentioned in the reading passage, okay? You have to make a contrast between what you read and what you listened. You have to write about it in order to explain it, okay? That's what the question is going to ask you to do, okay? Summarize and then explain the relation between the lecture and the reading, okay? That's what you have to do. The question will be the same in this part of the writing section, so do not worry. You will be asked to do the same. Summarize the points of the lecture and explain how they relate to specific points in the reading. That is about the question. Let's move on. What do you do? What do you have to do at the moment of reading? You have to look for the main idea. That is usually at the first paragraph, okay? The main idea of the reading passage. What else? Apart from the reading, from the main idea, you will have to look for the supporting ideas that are usually found in the following paragraphs. Maybe let's see that the text has 3 paragraphs. Okay, the main idea will be in the first paragraph, and the rest, you will find the supporting ideas. Each idea for each paragraph, okay? So when reading, consider these 2 aspects, the main idea and the supporting ones. That's the way you have to read. Now, tips for the listening. You have to take notes on the points related to the passage. Okay, since you already understood what is the reading about, you will have to listen to a lecture, and what do you have to take into account? The points that are related to the passage, only that. You can take notes if you want. Only the points that are related, okay? You can omit the rest, but the most important ones here are the points related to the reading passage, okay? That's it. That's what you have to do when reading and when listening. Let's move on. Some suggestions for your reading, for your writing, okay? Be direct into writing, okay? Good writing is clear and concise. You have to go to the point. Do not complicate your lives, okay? You have to be clear and direct in your sentences. That is what the first suggestion is about. Number 2, you have to choose your words wisely, okay? You already know how to write formally, so consider that as well, okay? Do not try to write in an informal way. It is a bad idea. Try to be as formal as you can, okay? So choose wisely. Number 3, short sentences are more powerful than long sentences, okay? As I was telling Pamela, try to write short sentences, okay? Short sentences. Long sentences are complicated to understand, okay? The idea here is that the reader of your writing will understand, okay? That is the idea, that your writing is understandable for the reader. If you write too long sentences, it will be really difficult for everybody to understand what you are trying to say. So, short sentences. And another suggestion apart from this, do not separate your ideas with commas. Use periods instead, okay? That's it. Oh, use commas only when it is needed, okay? When it is required. That's it. Write short paragraphs as well, okay? A paragraph would be, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 sentences as maximum, okay? 5 sentences. Do not try to write too long paragraphs because something really similar to writing long sentences will happen. Your paragraph will be really difficult to understand, okay? And it will cause the reader to get bored with what you write. So try to be brief when writing, okay? With sentences and paragraphs. Number 5, use always the active voice, okay? Passive voice, okay, if you have control on, and if you feel really sure about your knowledge of the language, you can use passive voice, but it is advisable to use the active voice instead, okay? So consider that as well. Number 6, as Sebastian asked, you have to review and edit your work, okay? So consider having, I don't know, 5, 6 minutes before the time's up so that you can check what you did and correct some mistakes that you may have committed, okay? So reviewing and editing is really important at the moment of writing. Consider that. Use natural conversational tone. Okay, do not try to use technical words or more complicated words to understand. Use natural and conversational tone. That's it. Finally, make sure you answer the question, okay? That is the most important idea of this task. Make sure you answer the question properly, okay? In the paragraphs you write. That is, those are the suggestions I have for you. Now, let's move on. You have to consider the criteria of evaluation that you're gonna get, okay? First, you have to consider the information. The information about the reading and the listening. Then, organization of ideas. First, second, third. A good writing would be the introductory paragraph, first, second, third paragraph about supporting sentences, about supporting ideas, and the last one who can include the concluding paragraph or the concluding sentence if you want. That is the way you have to organize. If your writing is organized in a good way, you're not gonna have problems, okay? Finally, the language use, vocabulary, grammar structures, tenses. The better you write, the better your score will be, okay? So those are the evaluation criteria to evaluate writing, okay? Now, we're gonna practice a little bit with this and we're gonna move on to practice more about it. On Friday, we're not gonna still be practicing with this, but what do you have to do in order to have good ideas or to organize your ideas in a better way so that you can write the best way possible? You have 4 suggestions here. Paraphrasing. Do you know what paraphrasing means? Guys, are you there? Anyone? Guys, I am asking you, do you know what paraphrasing is? Or do you know what paraphrasing means?
Like express the same content in other words.
Excellent. You have to use your own words to transmit the same idea of maybe from a text, from a recording, I don't know. That is what paraphrasing is. Use your own words to describe another idea, okay? Vocabulary. In this part, you have to know, you have to build your vocabulary, okay? You have to use the vocabulary that you know about the language, okay? The vocabulary is really important as well in writing. Synonyms. You can use synonyms at the moment of writing. It will make your writing look better, okay? So it is a good idea to use synonyms. What else? You have to learn how to identify main points from a lecture, from a recording, from a reading. That's the way you have to do it, okay? Those are just suggestions, only suggestions for you to consider at the moment of writing. But it would be a good idea if you work on these one by one, okay? Let's practice a little bit with paraphrasing now. Let's see how you can do this, okay? Please give me 1 second. We're gonna practice with some phrases that I have prepared for you. Let's see. We're gonna practice with this first. And on Friday, we're gonna start writing, okay? You're gonna have 20 minutes. After that time, you're gonna send what you wrote, and we're gonna check all your mistakes, and we're gonna correct them in front of the class, okay? That's what we're going to do on Friday. But today, we're gonna run out of time. So please, I have prepared some things for you to paraphrase. Let's see. I want, please, I don't know. Pamela, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, I'm gonna read a sentence. What I want you to do is to paraphrase and tell me the same idea, but in your own words, okay?
Okay.
Let's start. Okay, the first one. An ecosystem is a functional system that includes an ecological community of organisms together. Here. Until together, that's it. Can you try to transmit the same idea but in different words?
I don't know many synonyms to describe.
At least try, a ver, let's see.
An ecological system includes community.
Okay, any other idea, guys? Maybe, I don't know, Rodrigo?
Yes. Well, it could be an ecosystem is the environment which works with a group of beings together and they are living in an ecological way. I don't know.
Okay, you tried, it is good. That's the way you have to do it, okay? Of course, this sentence is not complete, so do not complicate your life. It is okay, thank you. Now, another one, and we're gonna stop there. Please. Okay, now we're gonna read this. This is something that you have already read, so I hope it is not difficult for you. Can you see the screen, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna read. Forgetting is a casual or gradual process in which all memories are unable to be recalled from the memory storage. Okay, how can you paraphrase this? Any idea?
Can be like forgetting is when a person can remember all memories.
That's it, excellent. Forgetting is when a person cannot remember old memories. That's it. You did it in less words. So that's the way you have to paraphrase. Is it clear now? You have to try, okay? That is one suggestion that I have for you. Because copying what you read and what you listened is okay. So it's you can do that, but it is better if you paraphrase and if you use your own words to express any idea, okay? It will be always better to use your own words. Okay, guys? Also, consider working on your vocabulary, okay? If you develop your vocabulary skill, it will be better for you, okay? At the moment of writing and speaking as well. In all the skills. So, work on your vocabulary, okay? So, we're gonna stop here now. Please, I would really appreciate you complete the daily survey for today. And after that, you can leave the session. See you on Friday, okay? Thanks for attending. We're gonna still be practicing on Friday. Get ready to write, okay? Because on Friday, we're gonna practice a lot. See you next Friday, then. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you, teacher. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher. See you.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Teacher, teacher, on Friday I can assist because I have a trip with my students.
Okay, I understand. But the class will be recorded, so
Okay.
make sure to watch it, okay? After, when you are free, okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Bye, teacher.